Monday. Coming at you live here at Inside Production Studios in Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Robert Morales from the Morales Group at Home Smart, and it's Monday Market 15, the only 15-minute show that takes 30. So we'll be taking questions. Just go ahead and add those in the comment section below, and we'll be getting to those questions either on or after the broadcast. So we'll leave it up to you, whatever kind of comments and questions you have. But please make sure to put that heart emoji on there because we love the loves. And today's a little bit different. Today's a kind of a special day for me because I get to invite one of my nearest and dearest friends, Miss Horth Hong. She is if I may, she is, as of today, right? First Vice President of Retail, NAI Horizon. Please welcome Miss Horth Hong.
Hi. I just have to go close the office door so they don't think that I'm a Looney Tune.
Well, they think that anyway. So.
Oh well, like today.
Oh, if anybody knows you.
In the next 5 minutes, okay?
So Miss Hong, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Okay. How's your market doing?
Well, that's depends on what side of the aisle you're on.
What do you mean? If you're the buyer side?
Oh, so it depends. So if you're looking for a house, since I'm on the residential or in the commercial side, if you're looking for a house right now and you have nothing but cash and you want to spend it on a house, absolutely. You have carte blanche or whatever you want to buy. But if you're a regular buyer and you want to buy a home right now with a loan, probably ain't going to happen. Just so much competition. Everybody from California. It's all your people from California.
My people.
I don't know. Whoever your people are from California. Do you have anybody from California? Where are you from?
I'm not even from California. I don't know where you get that from. I have a son that lives in California. I don't even visit the guy because I can't do the traffic. But guess what? The traffic here has just started up again.
I noticed that's this morning on the way here to the Biltmore. I think the 10 as I was merging on to the 51
202. Yeah,
everything was just like backed up. I'm like, I haven't seen that in months.
I know. I was just I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, and I went up to El Mirage. I've got a shopping center there.
Yeah.
I went up to El Mirage, and it's like El Mirage from my office, which is at 44th Street and Thomas area, is like 39 miles one way. And I took the 10, right? It was bumper to bumper. I'm like, I'm not doing this again. Because I scheduled it at 4 o'clock to be there at 4, and I left here at 3:10. And I got there at 4:10.
Well, definitely things are picking up. And the reason, we brought you on the show today, or at least not only because I know you and I know you'd be upfront and honest about anything and everything commercial, but you're very informed. You're very informative as far as what the market's going on. You are in retail.
Yes,
commercial retail, so you kind of know what's happening out there, I think, firsthand. Because I think, and I know you would agree that your residential and commercial kind of go hand in hand. They have inverse effects. Obviously, as there's more commercial growth, if there's more jobs, that's going to attract a lot more people to live here.
Rooftops, yeah. The more rooftops that are being built, obviously, the more populated we're going to be. And in regards to retail, we're always the last one to come back up because a lot of people are not looking for the brick and mortar because people are shopping online. And restaurants are a downfall right now, unless you're a fast casual with drive-through. Those are the people that are really doing business in regards to retail that's looking for spaces. But as you can see all around, restaurant turnover is great because now the people that wants to go into restaurant business and the one that just closed because due of COVID or not much of a business, they close up, and then the new guys come in. They don't have to put as much money. It costs between $100,000 to $400,000 to build just a 2,000 square foot restaurant space.
Oh wow! Gas
to be brought in. Okay, this is it with a blank canvas. It's going to cost a tenant $100,000 to $400,000, depending on how massive their build out is for a $2,000 2,000 square foot space building.
Yeah. Yeah, what really caught my attention was a Wall Street Journal article. I'll just go and put that up on screen. In the retail space, you have a lot of restaurants opening and closing a number of times based on, and this is, if you read this article in particular, it talks about the LA market. In California is definitely a different place, and definitely different circumstances than what we do have here in Arizona. I don't think we're seeing as many significant closes like they are there. And as you can see in this article, it's I think some businesses have closed at least 3 times during the course of the last year, and that's
Yeah,
obviously impacted them. And the Grub hubs, the whole like order in and out stuff isn't necessarily
yeah.
working for a lot of these restaurants. But and you're saying here in this market, it's a little bit different, correct?
Yeah, it's a little bit different in regards to now they're trying to turn it into a fast casual. Fast casual is smaller space
Yep.
because you can't have the dine in. Fast casual is pick up, walk in, take out. So that's a fast casual, not a full sit down dinner, dining experience. And then also too, it's less employment for the restaurant business because they don't need wait staff, right? They don't need a bartender standing there. The only restaurants that I'm aware of that's actually haven't lost a beat, well, they've lost some, but they have deep pockets. Your Mastros, your Ocean Club, your City Hall, all of those guys, Steak 44. I
Oh, no,
was
I know you
there,
like Steak 44.
right? I was there at Ocean 44 Friday, and you walk in there. Yes, there's some social distancing and stuff, and but you would never think there's COVID happening. They're packed.
Yeah, as I'm driving around, I mean, I live near downtown Gilbert. You wouldn't even think there was a pandemic. I mean, people are still wearing masks, but it's crazy. And
Yeah,
when you hear about reports from, California, LA, they're shutting down restaurants. I think some of them are even 25% capacity. That doesn't feel like that here.
I know. We haven't, our rules hasn't been as strict as California in regards to COVID. And then, it's strict, but not as strict. We don't have the second shutdown like California did.
Yeah.
So,
And do we anticipate, because I did see another article too regarding, um, you know, uh,
a
landlords help.
shutdown here?
Yeah, well, landlords assisting some of the, because you work the retail space. I mean, there are
Yeah,
other segments like office. I don't know if you manage that too, like office space. A lot of the office spaces here have been kind of shut down, or at least have pulled back a little bit. At least from what I'm reading, is that what's happening
right.
here too?
That's correct in regards to office because people are not going in. So as long as people aren't out spending money in regards to your dry cleaning, because they don't have to go in the office, so they don't have to dress up and then have the dry cleaning business. So dry
Yeah.
cleaning business are either shut down or, just very, very slow for them that I've known. And then, but landlords been working with tenants that are in retail that's struggling, that are like your barber shop when they got shut down, your hair salon, your nail salon, when it's impacted these retailers so bad that the landlord has to have to defer their rents,
Yeah.
lower their rent, or defer it where they pay a little bit now and then pay off your deferment in your lease term.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a lot of that in retail. Office obviously is a different breed now because the office you can't, people aren't coming in. People are working remotely. So when people are working remotely, they're not out and about. They're not out having lunch as much. They're not out, putting their suits on and stuff. And then to take it to dry cleaning, they're not going to do their nails or hair. I mean, can't say that about you, but can you do your nails?
Oh, I know you didn't stop. I mean, you're the fashionista. Every time I see it's like these. I don't know. Do you get gels? I mean, really? What do you
I got
get?
no nails. I made
Uh,
them all.
I know you're quite the fashionista. I know you didn't quit in any of the dry cleaning. I mean,
No,
I don't
it
think.
slowed down, tremendously slowed down. Remember when we closed for a
Yeah.
month?
Oh yeah.
No one came to the office. So that slowed down. And now when I come in, it's like Monday through Thursday. I don't even come in on Friday. And so it's less. And when
Yeah.
you don't go out as much, guess what? The clothes is less. I'm not wearing those clothes that I need to dry clean. So, it's impacted a lot of retailers.
Is there any kind of forecasting that you do, or at least, NAI Horizon does regarding some of the retail spaces? Because you gave some, opportunities, obviously, in the rental space or in the restaurant space. As some of these restaurants shut down, is that like one of the primary things that people from out of town? Because we're getting a lot of companies from California, obviously, especially
Well,
since
you
they're
get
heavily taxed over there.
factories. Industrial's not been as impacted because we got our factory industrial buildings that people from California, businesses from California are coming here, set up shop. Your Tesla and stuff like that. Like we have national retailer,
Yeah.
the big guys that came in and they had to like downsize, like Target, right? They downsized. They've got like a makeshift store.
They got a big box.
So they do that in order to get customers in smaller version. And then the overhead is down. Target, Walmart has their little satellite stores. So, but Macy is compressing and coming down as well. Those are your big box retailers.
Yeah, and I think everybody's streamlining, and I don't know if the focus is more of kind of like the drop shipment stuff, because
Yeah,
I don't know if there's any information regarding Amazon, because I heard Amazon was looking at the space here, either in Chandler or even Casa Grande. I mean, a lot of places going to Casa Grande because it's just a cheaper tax bracket down there, Pinal County.
Yeah.
So do you have any
They're
hints?
Going to Chandler. There's several in the west side. Amazon just built a 100 and something thousand square foot at 83rd Avenue off the 10.
Yeah.
So Amazon just got that whole building. Those are industrial buildings. Those are big industrial buildings that those companies come in, like Tesla. Tesla just did their thing.
Yeah, let me see.
Tesla.
I think I have a
Tesla did a 42,000 square foot at in Tempe.
Yeah, I think I have it. Do you see it on the thing?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Got it
the
somewhere around here.
quarter report. Yeah. So Tesla did that. Like, your fitness center, the only biggest fitness center I know is it's a REIT now, and it's Planet Fitness. All the other tenants, EOS, right?
Yes.
They're hurting.
Yeah, and they just it looks like they just leased a big space, almost like they doubled down, thinking that things would be opening up. I guess in the early part of this year. I mean, we anticipated some early reprieve, I guess, from the pandemic too. So I think looking forward into 2021, there was a lot of opportunities there. With the vaccine being released, that was a big opportunity, I think, for a lot of investors, or at least commercial space, to come out here. And then plus there's far less restrictions here, far less than I would anticipate in California too. And so we do definitely see a lot of influx of commercial, retailers, I suppose you would call them.
Yeah, but you also see a lot of changes too. A lot of ins and out, a lot of places closing down, yeah. Right? And then something else taking over. So, I mean, right now I feel that because I'm in retail, I feel that a lot of people are kind of holding back on opening any type of business that they want to venture into. The only thing I can see going on is the food industry, the restaurants industries. And with the restaurant industry, it's your fast casual type of businesses. But like, I don't see your nail salon looking for spaces like they used to. I don't, dry cleaners, like I said, these are service industry.
Yeah.
Industries are hurting.
So where do you, so would you say
most people don't shop anymore, right? They do it online.
Well, how can you
If they
get your
want to
nails done
eat, they
online?
order in.
Where do you get your nails done, Horth?
I um at my house.
Oh
I
boy.
don't get my look, no nails,
Oh,
gone. I
maybe it was a
I've
toenail.
always had good nails, but I think COVID got me.
So
My
I
nails
guess
aren't growing.
so.
My nails aren't growing.
As we project forward and as we look and anticipate, is there something that we should anticipate as far as influx? Because on the residential side, we're just got people coming in and out, like just coming in like crazy, And I don't believe a lot of them really understand the dynamics of what Phoenix is. I account Phoenix as this big overgrown town. I don't really see it as this large industrial center. I mean, it's not a Chicago for sure. It's not an LA necessarily. It's an oversized, town. And I guess the question I had for you is if there's opportunity or at least space for people to get employed at, because I like I said, we have an influx of just people coming in from California. Um, and I believe a lot of those are like stay-at-home jobs, people still working wherever they're from, but being
Remotely,
able to
yeah.
work from here. I would say, and I predict, as those economies dry up, as those spaces like where they're coming from, if they're coming from Chicago, for instance, they're working remotely here. If there's no commerce or economy in that location, guess what? It slowly dies. And if they lose that job they have there, they're no longer working from home here. They're actually looking for a job here. And I don't believe we have the economic base for a lot of those high-end jobs. At least not from my perspective. Do you see any opportunities or places that people can get employed or up and coming things for employment, or at least an industry?
No, no, because
That's very
actually no.
direct.
That's what I'm saying. The more rooftop is being built. I've always said that the more rooftops, the better for our economy. But guess what? We're running out of dirt around here, right?
Yeah.
So they're building higher just to get more people. And then they started to, since we're running out of dirt to build, people were building communities that's like an urbanized community for people to live in, right? Okay, the only people that are hiring is the software industry, but they can't work in the warehouses anymore, or if they do, if they're physically in the warehouses, they're distancing. Amazon, right? Apple, those are electronics.
Yeah.
I don't know what else they would be doing.
Yeah, and we're losing a lot of those jobs to automation too. I mean, I think there was a lot of
Exactly.
robots in the Amazon, space too. Gathering their items. I mean, it's not 100% pull through rate, but eventually over time, that AI systems that they create will kind of take over our labor force, and it'll have us evolve into something else. And
Well,
I
you
don't
can see
believe.
it in the banking, right? Don't
Yeah.
you see it in the banking industry? You don't have to go to the bank. I just take a picture of my check, boom.
I still like going to the bank though.
I know, but it's convenient for people, but it also retracts people from being there and needing a live person to do the job. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like the ATM. Now you can't go, not the ATM, the drive-through at the bank. Some spots are closed because they don't have people working there at the drive-through, because you can do it remotely from your cell phone, from whatever tablet you have, and you can go to an ATM without speaking to anyone. So when you do that, then less requirement for a human being to actually be there.
Yeah.
To work.
Well, and again, this is Robert Morales, HomeSmart Morales Group for RCO Network. Working here, talking to Horth Hong from NAI Horizon, talking about commercial real estate space. If you like what you're seeing, go ahead and hit those heart buttons because we enjoy the loves. I know Horth likes those hearts when she sees them flying next to her face. It was Valentine's, this is my Valentine's Day gift to you, Horth.
Oh, thank you.
So if you can throw those hearts in there, I'd appreciate it. If you have any comments or questions.
You actually made me download the Zoom.
I made you download the Zoom.
I refuse to download any kind of Zoom meeting with my company, but I did it for you.
Oh, thank you, Horth. I appreciate it. I know you're old school. I know you prefer in person.
Yes, I am.
I know you prefer meeting people at Steak 44 you know.
Is that a meeting? Is it
If
a
you-
meeting? Because there's
yes.
something else that comes with that meeting.
Well, the fried lobster was a unique experience. I will say
Good.
that.
You don't even eat
Uh,
meat. You just called yourself out. You don't even eat meat.
oh, well, I looked at it. I didn't really eat it, but again, I'm here with Horth Hong from NI Horizon, NAI Horizon. I need more coffee today, by the way. So if you have any comments or questions, we're towards the last 10 minutes of the segment. And since we're talking about commercial, like I said, it inversely affects residential. And I did want to share a couple of things. Maybe I can get your insight, Hort. I mean, you bought your house several years ago,
6
refurbished
years
the whole
ago.
thing.
Can you believe that?
It's crazy. And if you've been to Hort's house, it's like a little cutesy IKEA mansion. You know, it's just like you're walking into IKEA and you're like, am I at IKEA or am I in Hort's house? I don't know. It really is. It's really nice. You did a lot of work to that house, by the way. It was really nice.
Yep, got it.
Yeah. And then the front bathroom exit is interesting too. Like if you you run out the door, the side door. Anyway.
Oh yeah, huh?
Yeah, you got the escape. You got the escape hatch. So like if you get caught up in your house and you want to escape, you can just escape out the guest bathroom door.
Yeah, through the garage, through the laundry, and then out to the garage. I never. God, thanks for noticing my house.
Like I have used that bathroom more than once. I've used that bathroom more than once. So to get your perspective, I did want to bring it back to residential since we did talk about commercial. Again, if people have questions about the opportunities there are in commercial, especially commercial retail, Horth Hong is here for you to answer any kind of questions. We do support entrepreneurs and small businesses. So Hort's been with us for a very long time now, and she's been with us for about 5 years, 6 years, something like that, with the RCO network. Come to our meetings, shared her experiences, and she's got a lot to say. But with that, I wanted to show you guys this real quick. As people are out there and they're overbidding on houses, there are people, I think, being dismayed a little bit when they have buyer's remorse. This article, I believe, is from Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal about this is several families that ended up buying homes and ended up regretting it later. The retail, the residential space here in Phoenix market is just, I will admit, way overpriced. And when you're buying and you get emotional about a purchase like a home, sometimes you don't necessarily think clearly. And you kind of just make a stupid decision at the end of the day. And hopefully you have a person that's guiding you and taking you through that process to understand what you're purchasing so that you don't buy a home and have buyer's remorse later on. But there are a number of families and people out there. The woman in the story in the Wall Street Journal, she ended up selling the house after several months just because there were so many issues with plumbing and some of the things she didn't expect. So it's a very disappointing market out there. I'm seeing really turds being sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And if you don't have a well-trained eye or don't do an inspection, I don't recommend doing that. For your house, Hort, when you bought it, how many things did you discover were wrong with it, that you didn't find out during the inspection?
How many things that was wrong? Well, obviously mine was more cosmetic than it is anything else. I didn't have a lot of issues with plumbing or anything like that. No roof leaks, or AC worked, electrical worked, for what they were using the house for. Yeah. But when I renovated and I gutted it, that was just for cosmetic reason. It wasn't because the house wasn't, had mold or anything like that. The only issues that I had major was all the windows were single pane window. And the single pane window in Arizona, no.
Yeah, and I think as you're going through those renovations, you have a cost in mind. And I think in your personal experience, you don't have to share the amount, but as you go through these fixes and start getting into things, sometimes they cost a little bit more than you anticipated, right?
A lot of time it costs a lot more than you anticipated. But the struggle was finding real reliable workers to do their special jobs, their specialty, floor guy, right? Plumber, electrical guys, stuff like that. That was the problem that I ran into. But this is 6 years ago. This is before I thought I overpaid for the house, number one.
Yeah.
But looking back at it, right, with the housing prices, like Robert said, you're just overpaying for, I called it dogs with fleas, or pig with lipstick, because you're still in the same area, same neighborhood, same demographics, and all of a sudden these home that was like $100,000 is $300,000. What's changed?
Nothing.
Nothing. You're
And
still
so,
in the same neighborhood.
And so as the reason why we had you on the show today was because, we want to anticipate what kind of things are up and coming, what kind of
Yeah.
things. So in the commercial space, there are really 5 areas, and I don't believe you cover all of them, but your office does, and people in the personnel. So you can obviously refer.
Oh yeah, big time.
We have
So, and I
multifamily.
sell land too. I sell
Yeah.
commercial land, but it's retail land. But retail land now is being rezoned, okay, because of all of the residentials coming in, multifamily.
Californians. No more Californians.
Yeah, multifamily coming in. So a retail piece of dirt now can be changed to a multifamily and rezoned. So that's the only thing growing is multifamily.
And then we
in my
have
opinion. Industrial's okay, office is okay. Once the people are always looking for office space and stuff like that, but industrial is the big time climb right now. And any piece of dirt that you have that's for sale, it's being bought out, and it's being bought out for multifamily use.
which is crazy to me, because I think there is an anticipation, and again, this is a belief about the residential market. We're oversaturated. I believe we're going to run out of houses at some point because there's so many people coming in. I think on average there's about 200 people per day coming into the Phoenix market, and I only believe maybe a quarter of that are heading out, which is amazing. I don't know why people are leaving, but it doesn't show in the numbers. And you can see with the number of listings we have. Last week we had about 1,700 listings, and in a normal market we had about we would have about 2,200 listings at this time of year per week. Other things too. We have a shadow supply market out there where we were on average, I believe, from the last reports, we're averaging about 700 potential and foreclosures in the market per quarter, and that's dropped down to I think about 70 per quarter. So there is some supply stuff out there, and people not foreclosing on their homes only because we have these forbearances and these things in place on a legislative end. So things to look out for, what the government does, what our new legislation curtails for us and puts in front of us, really will tell us where the market's going. But right now we're just saturated. We're paying more for prices on houses than we need to. And it's driving everybody crazy. I'm looking for a house and I can't find one. That's my 2 minutes on finding a house. But as we wrap up today, I want to thank Miss Horth Hong for joining us for Monday Market 15. That takes 30 minutes. So we're right at the 30-minute mark. Is there any last words of advice, Miss Hong, that you'd want to give us? And
keep forging forward.
Is that on a fortune cookie for lunch?
No, actually, no. That's me. That's my whole deal with everything that's going on right now. Okay, you can be sad about it, or you can keep forging forward. I'm still there every day. I come in here. I don't have to come in here. I come in here because I want to hear the synergy from the office, even if it's the secretary or the printer guy. I want to feel that synergy. So if you sit and you work remotely from home, I don't know how people do it. It would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
I like the noise from outside, that's all I can say is just forge forward. I don't know what else to say. I came from worse than this. So this is just a little obstacle for me. In my opinion, just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, people are going to keep coming, moving here and stuff. Eventually we're going to run out of dirt, and then it's going to be going further. out being built. But you said there's about 200 people a day.
Oh yeah.
How are we able to accommodate that?
That's where all is multifamily coming in. So I believe there's a lot of multifamily being constructed and coordinated because of that. And if there is a market crash, which some people anticipate, I anticipate at least a pullback in the market at some point. I don't know how significant that's going to be. That's just normal accounting for markets, the way they function. We've been on a bull market for a couple of years now, and at some point it has to shift and it has to change. I mean, we just can't continue.
I'm thinking every 10 years. Doesn't it have to shift every 10 years?
It's
Boom,
every
got a bus somewhere?
every 7 to 8. Yeah. And we're well past that at this point. So because I'm a buyer and I'm reaching out to those buyers out there too, hang in there, keep pushing forward, like Horth said, because that's really the only way you're going to get a home of your own. I've worked with a couple of clients that one took 9 months to do, one took about a year to find a home in this market. And it's getting more challenging, yes, but if you press forward and continue to move forward, just don't do anything stupid, like overpay for a house.
Or rush,
or rush.
And impatientness, because you're going to buy into something. If you're impatient about it, if it's meant to be, it will happen. If you're impatient about it, then you make rash decisions that you might regret later.
Yeah. Or you can talk to Horth about Airbnb being her house.
One time, we're going somewhere, okay?
She rents out her room, but only to special people.
Yeah.
So, but to everybody out there, thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Horth Hong, for hanging in there, bringing the information. Hopefully, you can come back maybe next week, maybe some other time, and share more in the commercial space, what's going on. So, I want to thank everybody. Thank you. Monday Market 15. We'll catch you guys soon.